Reacher knows there is no time to explain what happened. He spots the trash chute and climbs inside, escaping the hotel just before the police can reach him. Once outside, he calls Tamara and learns that the medical examiner has connected Ben Merrick's wounds to the same karambit knives used by Lila and Amisha. Reacher finally realizes the truth. The women he believed he was protecting were never victims, they were the killers. He admits that he got it wrong. Person she could still trust, her brother Jacob. But before Reacher can get to Jacob, Philadelphia police catch up with him. A cruiser hits him and he is taken into custody. At the station, Detective Doherty questions him, but the situation becomes much more dangerous when a man posing as a police officer enters Reacher's cell. Reacher recognizes him as one of the CIA-linked men who have been hunting him. The man intends to kill Reacher with a poisoned dart and make it look like a suicide. Reacher reacts instantly. He uses his pillow to protect himself, grabs the attacker, and pulls his head through the cell bars with brutal force, tearing off part of his ear. He then finishes him with the same dart, takes the keys, phone, and cash, and escapes from the station. Meanwhile, Tomas Waberi. Before they can investigate him further, Jacob finds exactly what they came for. Anna's phone and the missing USB drive are sitting in the mailbox. But their discovery immediately turns into a fight for survival when Lila and Amisha arrive in an SUV and open fire with automatic weapons. Jacob gets behind the wheel and takes off with Tamara and Plum while the Hoths chase them. Till Jacob makes a hard turn onto a bridge. His car manages the turn, but Lila and Amisha's heavier vehicle crashes violently. For a moment, it looks like the chase is finally over. Jacob refuses to leave them behind, determined to keep them trapped until Tamara's backup arrives. Plum, however, wants no part of the confrontation and disappears. Jacob and Tamara hold their position as police vehicles approach. With nowhere left to run, Lila and Amisha survive, and their escape becomes even more brutal when they later murder an innocent local man and steal his car. Jacob takes Tamara and Plums to the Mayfield Police Department, where they meet Lieutenant Monty DeRosa, his late father's former partner. At first, Monty appears to be someone Jacob can trust, but it quickly becomes clear that he is trying to hand them over to federal authorities. Jacob realizes the station is not safe and takes control of the situation, getting Tamara and Plum out before they can be turned over. They eventually abandon the police cruiser and obtain another vehicle through one of Tamara's contacts. At the same time, Reacher has also managed to reconnect with them, but now the entire group is being hunted, and Reacher's face is all over the news as Philadelphia's most wanted fugitive. The group needs somewhere private to examine Anna's drive, so Reacher bribes a hotel cleaner to let them use an empty room. They finally open the USB, expecting to find the classified information that started the entire chain of murders. Instead, the drive contains only one photograph. It was taken about 25 years earlier in Indonesia and shows Congressman John Sampson and Nolan Cahill standing beside General Putra. There is also another man in the background, partially out of focus. After everything they have been through to recover the drive, the single photograph seems almost meaningless. Reacher sends the image to Sampson, and Sampson claims he was simply a scientist who had been doing malaria research in the region, and says he cannot remember his name after all these years. Reacher does not believe him. The last messages on it are from Lila, including the address of an abandoned restaurant, and disturbing videos showing Mary Ellen and Ben being tortured. Jacob watches the footage of his nephew and realizes the restaurant is not just another location. It is where Ben was held and killed, and it was also the place where the group decides to split up. Jacob and Plum will investigate the unidentified man from the photograph, while Reacher and Tamara go to the abandoned restaurant. Jacob wants to go with them, but Tamara convinces him and that Jacob is too emotionally involved to think clearly. Getting out of the hotel becomes another chase. Tamara pretends to have arrested Reacher so they can slip past the police, but the plan quickly turns into a frantic escape through Philadelphia. They manage to lose the cops long enough to reach the abandoned restaurant. They discover that they are not alone. Lila and Amisha are already inside, and they have Jacob as a hostage. Amisha holds a knife against his throat, while Lila faces Reacher. Plum is nowhere to be seen.